Narciso Yepes was one of Spain's greatest classical guitarists. He became famous not only for his incredible playing, but for performing on a 10-string custom-made classical guitar. And today we're going to look at 3 performances featuring his incredible virtuosity. We're going to take a look at how he utilizes all of those 10 strings on his guitar. And finally, you're going to listen to what might be one of the greatest tremolos in all of classical guitar. So let's get started. Okay, there's so much happening right there. There was so much happening. My goodness. First of all, what an amazing demonstration of virtuosity, right? Plain and simple. That piece is insanely jumpy for the left hand. His left hand is all over the place doing gymnastics, and he's executing with extreme precision. And then at the end of that phrase, did you notice that 1-finger chromatic scale? Have you ever seen that before? It's nothing new, but it's a really cool way to play a chromatic scale, and instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and having to shift, you just use 1 finger and you slide it all the way up. But what's tricky with that is that you have to synchronize both your right and left hand, and you have to account with your left hand for the differing spaces, because as the frets, or as you ascend in pitch, the frets get closer together, meaning that your left hand has to slow down a little bit to account for the different spacing, and vice versa. When you're going a descending chromatic scale, you would have to speed up your left hand as the spaces get bigger to maintain the same speed. But man, incredible stuff. It's so exciting, and it's such a thrill to watch this. So that 1-finger arpeggio with his I finger. What an ending scale, my goodness, he was shredding. What else can I say? A true virtuoso, right? The man's incredible. Okay, now we're gonna look at the next clip, and you're gonna see a little more of him utilizing all 10 of the strings on his guitar. Okay, a few things that stick out to me right away. One is how much of a gap there is between his thumb and the other strings, right? There's such a huge gap. I'm sure that takes some time to develop that technique. The other thing that you'll notice is that in the bass line, right, he's using, I don't know, maybe the bottom 5 strings in the bass, but they all create this whole tone scale, which sounds really interesting. If you don't know what a whole tone scale is, it just means the scale is moving all in whole steps, and it typically gives you kind of that like dream sort of sequence sound and feeling. And then with the melody, this is what's interesting and actually something that I kind of like. You'll notice that he's playing all of the melody notes with the same finger, with his M finger, right? And you get some people who are really religious about this, where you have to always alternate, make sure you're alternating. He's breaking this rule, and I think there might be two reasons for it. One is to get the same exact consistent tone. If you use the same finger, you're going to get the same exact tone every time. At least it's easier to achieve that way. The second reason could be that because your middle finger is the longest, that's giving him the most amount of space between the bass and the melody. But I think as long as you're using the same finger and it doesn't hinder the speed of the piece, why not? You know? Some people might disagree. All right, let's keep watching. This is really cool. Now he's put the melody in the bass, and the bass is on top, right? Which creates this really cool counterpoint. If you don't know what counterpoint is it just means that there's like two voices that sort of move independently of one another, but at the same time they can harmonize each other. Really cool composition. It's got a sort of mysterious atmosphere to it, and I think overall it's very atmospheric, but what a cool composition. Okay, now it's time to listen to him play tremolo. If you've never heard Yepes play tremolo, you're in for a treat, because this is probably going to blow your mind just a little bit, because it's insane. Let's check it out. Okay, he starts out of the gate sprinting. He's playing that tremolo so fast. A lot of times you hear people start this piece and they sort of will start kind of slowly, kind of warm up into it and like gradually speed up. He starts and he's like 100 miles an hour, like just going for it. So, in my opinion, what stands out the most with Yepes tremolo is the way that he controls his dynamics with it. Sometimes you hear he's sort of digging in and the tremolo becomes loud, and then sometimes he brings it down and it's soft, and he's essentially like creating these phrases with the dynamics in his tremolo. A lot of times I feel like people are just so focused on playing it even and playing it perfectly, which is fine, you should be, but then they lose some of the dynamic qualities. And Yepes, to me, really, really brings that out in the most maybe obvious way. So thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know who I should react to next, and leave a like and subscribe if you have not. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one.